Guys, this is Matt Fleener here, Preston Searcy, Nomad Church Collective, and we just want to bring this video to you. Kind of a new format that we want to do instead of our monthly newsletter we've been sending out. We want to tell some stories through some videos and just be able to relate that to you a little bit better.
Yeah. So one thing we're really excited about coming up is Jesus, right? So we are making some flyers that just say King Jesus on them. And I know that sounds really simple, but it's very straightforward, and we're going to try to put these flyers in strategic places to remind people in the neighborhood that Jesus has accomplished this incredible work, and he is now king over all creation, which includes this neighborhood of Midtown New Albany. And the cool thing is, we've been seeing Jesus take ownership of this neighborhood in so many cool ways. We just wanted to share those with you. So, one thing we are all about at Nomad is our neighborhood walks. I mean, every single day that we can, we are out in the neighborhood, we're walking down streets, down alleyways, going to the places where we know some of our neighbors hang out, just to share the gospel with them and get to know them a little better, maybe pray with them. And gosh, just the other day we met this awesome lady named Alicia, and she had a lot of struggles going on. She saw us walking. I don't know if she just saw that we were happy or whatever, but she asked, what are you guys doing in this neighborhood? And we said, we're just here to pray with people and tell them about Jesus. And she got pretty solemn and said, man, I could really use some prayer. And we asked her why, and she said, well, I just need some prayer to overcome addiction. And of course, we stopped right there. We were able to pray with her and had this great conversation about the lordship of Jesus in her own life. Stuff like that is happening all the time.
Exactly. More to that point, to Preston's point earlier about how we understand that Jesus is king, and we want with all of our hearts to know that here in Midtown, that the families and the neighbors that we have, they begin to understand that Jesus is also king in their hearts, right? And so to this point, the message is getting out and the gospel is spreading throughout the neighborhood, and people are showing up. Even down where the community center is, where our offices are, and they're coming in. We had a guy named Doug come in the other day, and he had just heard through the neighborhood that there was people at our location who cared and who would pray, and that's exactly what happened. So we met with Doug, and we were able to, in that moment, just hear part of his story and just hear how he feels he had been withdrawing more and more from God and from Christ day by day. And the more he did that, the more the darkness he felt that was just latching onto him. And in that moment, we just prayed with him, and he just broke down crying because he said he could feel the Holy Spirit moving within that moment and moving within his heart, and letting him know that God was near and God was still here. And even though he had felt like he had withdrawn from God, that God had not withdrawn from him. And more to that point, it really encouraged him to want to come back and to begin, seeking Christ on a daily basis. And he's been back almost every single day since, sitting and opening the scriptures and being able to talk about the gospel of Christ with us.
So one of our major goals, the way we kind of filter every single person we run into, whether they have tons of money and they would never move into a neighborhood like this, or whether they are homeless and at the end of their rope, is every single person we meet, our hope is to reorient them completely back to Jesus, to point them toward Jesus. And man, it's been amazing to see what happens whenever we speak into somebody's life and remind them that Jesus really is the way and the truth and the life. And all of a sudden, this community is forming of people who are so diverse in their economics and their race and their backgrounds. They're coming together and they're treating each other like family. So the message is, come back to the family. Come back and be a part of the family of God. And so many people are responding to this in unique ways that we try to explain. We share the stories like we just have the best we can, but honest to goodness, the best way to experience these stories is to come live it, to come down with us, take a walk through the neighborhood, come down to the community center, and
like Christ said, come and see.
Come and see.
Come and see
what is happening here, because the kingdom of heaven is among us, and man, we want to share it with everybody.
And so more to the point of what we were talking about earlier too, when we talked about prayer, guys, we want you guys to be a part of active prayer unity groups, active prayer communities, just prayer warriors, not only for us and for Nomad, for this city, for this town, for this community that's called Midtown that we love so dearly. And we have a prayer website. You go on the website and look, and there's different people that are on there, different situations that are going on that we'd ask to pray for. And we just ask that you could go check that out. Get in touch with us. We'd love to talk to you about that too anytime.
So that's nomadchurch.org. As you can see, we got to get out of this alleyway. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your prayers and support. We hope to talk to you very soon.
God bless.
See ya.